they just completely altered their timeline as well. Just replacing OG Anunoby with uh, Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett. And I feel like they're about to change it even more drastically because it appears Siakam is on the way out. And I have, some thoughts. We're going to delve into Quickley and RJ in a little bit, but I want to turn it back over to you. I'm of the opinion that the Raptors almost need to do the opposite thing that we were just talking about with Houston. I think they got to get rid of Siakam. I think that, first of all, I just think the style with which he plays is making it harder for the duo of Quickley and Barnes, which I do think the Raptors view as the main duo. But with how RJ's come out of the gate in Toronto, the trio of RJ, Quickley, and Barnes, the three of them need to find chemistry and play off each other. And I think Siakam is making that really, really difficult because you watch the Raptors, Quickley gets the ball off a rebound and he starts pushing the ball. Siakam is doing the thing where he's on the other side of the court calling for the ball. He is, I mean, if you're a Knicks fan, if you made it this far, he honestly just reminds me a lot of Julius Randle, both the good and the bad, he is very skilled, very talented. He, in theory, should work off of other players well, but he does his best work in isolation, being a sort of an awkward heliocentric player from the mid-range. And for a team that probably isn't going to do much this season, I think that Siakam is very, very different and opposite almost from what RJ and Quickley and Barnes are trying to do together. And I think the longer he sticks around, the longer it's going to take for those three to build chemistry together. What do you think?
I mean, I think that's spot on. We texted a little bit about Siakam a couple of nights ago, and I think the Julius Randle comparison is spot on. I also think a quote unquote awkward heliocentric player from the mid range is probably the best one sentence description for Siakam that I've heard anywhere. So I'm going to give you the credit there, and you can coin that one. Yeah, I think to me, Siakam, he definitely has to move. And I think it's kind of funny, the rumors being like, oh, he'd be a really great fit in Golden State. I'm like, I don't think he'd be a great fit in Golden State. I mean, I hear the idea where they need kind of more of an quote unquote alpha scorer to offset what they're losing with Klay Thompson and some of the lack of scoring scoring punch that they have. I don't think it's Siakam. I don't think he's going to fit in that ball movement, beautiful passing style game where guys are like cutting and passing. I think Siakam wants the ball. He commands the ball. He calls for the ball. And he is always taking shots where it's like, dude, there's 2 or 3 guys open and he's not passing it to them. And to be fair, he makes those shots a ton. So it's like hard to really criticize him, but it's just not good, I believe, for the development for those guys, and to say nothing less of Grady Dick, who has obviously had a nightmare campaign so far, but he's going to have to get in there at some point too.
I'm also curious to see, we brought it up at the top with the Siakam. I'm curious to see what kind of lineups the Raptors deploy if and when Siakam gets traded, because RJ's doing the best he can right now, and there are certain advantages to him playing the position he does. But I truly believe that his natural position in this league is in the Jason Tatum-like role. I know there are defensive deficiencies, potential defensive deficiencies that maybe limit how you build your roster, predicate how you build your roster. You need certain things on the wings next to him. You need a small forward maybe who can guard up a little bit for the bigger wings, and you need lots of shooting. But I do think that they have Scottie Barnes, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, Scottie Barnes and RJ Barrett are like a really nice interactive 3-4 in theory if RJ keeps growing. They haven't gotten much chance at all to run, Barnes, RJ at the 3-4 with, shooting at the guard positions.
You mean like Quickley, Trent, RJ, Scottie, and Pirtle, something like that?
Yeah, or even Pirtle would be great, but this Jonte Porter at center, that's the dream lineup from a spacing perspective right now for the Raptors is, Quickley and one of Gary Trent or Dennis Schroeder with RJ and Scottie Barnes, and then Porter at center. Darko is really high on Porter's shooting, really, really high on his shooting at center. For those who don't know, that's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, recently drafted. And
he shot like 37% last year on I don't think a ton of attempts, but you know,
yeah,
he played like 10 games or something like that.
Look, he's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. He's not shy. You know, like he likes to get his shots up. It's good. So I'll be curious to see what the lineups look like without Siakam, because I don't think they're going to do much this year. I think they're a smart franchise, and I think Darko's a good coach. It wouldn't surprise me to see them sneak into the play-in if they get you know, healthy, if they get Pearl back, if Gary Trent's playing more consistently and actually making shots. It just wouldn't surprise me to see them be the 10 or the 9 seed, but I don't think they're going to do much this year. I think they're in a good place going forward, though. Of course, I really like Quickley. I really like Quickley as a supporting piece to Scottie Barnes. And I think that right now, Scottie Barnes has been the most deferential of their big four. And that's fine. Like he's kind of like a Giannis type, you know, like he's going to impact in other ways, and he's shooting well from three. But I do think the Raptors, Scottie Barnes needs to be priority 1, with Immanuel Quickley being priority 2. And that's okay, because Immanuel Quickley is, as I've detailed, a very good priority 2. And when Siakam's gone, those pieces are going to more naturally fall into place. And I think long-term, it's going to be addition by subtraction.